Wife Swap was a smash hit TV show airing from 2004 to 2010, which paired two families with opposing views. But who would have thought one overly strict family story would end in murder? That's today on Death in Entertainment.
Live from Los Angeles.
911, what is your emergency?
Here in Hollywood now.
2 counts of murder,
Injury and death.
Oh my God!
Shocking new details.
that has stunned the entertainment world.
This makes me a little nervous.
The hair stood up on my arms.
Just like in the movies.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Death.
In entertainment.
Oh, baby.
Hello.
Oh, baby.
Greetings.
Everybody, welcome to episode 26 of Death in Entertainment.
It's already 26. Jesus Christ.
I know, it's getting so old.
I know.
My name is Kyle Ploof.
My name is Mark Mulkerron.
And I'm Alejandro Dowling.
And today we are actually doing a first of its kind episode because I don't believe until this point we've really covered anything that had to do with reality TV.
No, not
I
that I
could
know of. No.
Yeah. If you're, in your late 20s, early 30s, you probably remember a show called Wife Swap. Where they would take two families.
But anyone else, tune out right now because this podcast is not for you.
They would take these two families that had complete opposite views and swap the moms out. And then the mom would be able to run the new family. And it would last for 2 weeks and all hell would break loose. And it just so turns out there was a murder of a family that was on the show.
A murder?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
This is going to be a doozy, you guys.
That whole premise of that show made me uncomfortable because I remember who it was on, and it was just weird people, with each other's wives. I'm like, this seems like some weird, I don't know, old world, medieval, weird thing that happened.
Yeah,
here.
they would be like, we got the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan here, and entering his house is a black woman.
What? Hong, hong, hong.
The Soup used to play a lot of their clips.
Wow.
Because there was this woman that went viral at the time because she was pissed off that the family wasn't Christian.
Yeah.
So the viral clip was her screaming, "She's not a Christian!"
And that's kind of what we're dealing with today.
Wait, so were they Jewish or something? Or
God knows.
Yeah.
All I remember is they played that clip on the Soup every week for a while.
These are the Joel McHale years.
Yeah,
of
the Joel
Soup.
McHale.
These are the greatest, I think, host they had, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a John Henson guy.
You're a Henson guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Skunk
but
boy.
Yep.
The clips were stronger with Joel McHale, I think, but I really like John Henson as well because that's what I grew up with.
Right.
I like the ongoing jokes where he would just say, "It's Miley." He'd have clips he played all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That were super funny and stuff.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
But this episode, you guys, is taking us all the way back to June 15th, 2017.
Okay, the top 5 music tracks during this time were number 5 was "Humble" by Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, wow.
Kendrick Lamar.
That was 2017. Wow.
Yeah.
That seems like so much closer.
Big track.
Getting
Huge.
older. Yeah. Is that a big track? I'm realizing more. I bitch about the top 5 every week we do a podcast here, but I'm realizing I don't like music in the top 5, and I kind of never have.
Yeah.
So I don't even know why I complain that much. Anyway, here's number 4 is "Shape of You" by Ed Sheeran. I'm in love with the shape of you. That's not a bad song.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Especially when I sing it.
Yeah. I thought Ed Sheeran was in the room for a second.
My Cardi B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last episode.
Yeah. It's uncanny. "I'm the One" by DJ Khaled featuring Justin Bieber, Quavo, Chance the Rapper, and Lil Wayne.
It's a fun one.
Boy,
It's a who's who.
Yeah, what a
who
party.
Cares? "That's What I Like" by Bruno Mars. Okay.
Sure.
That's what I like.
And then he did the
That's
Super
what I
Bowl,
like.
which is the most underwhelming halftime show I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge...
It was all right.
Yeah, but the Patriots won.
There was no Snoop Dogg.
No Snoop Dogg.
No.
There were some decent points there. Number 1, Despacito by Luis Fonso and Daddy Yankee featuring Justin Bieber. Jeez, can we get away from Justin Bieber?
No,
here?
not in 2017. You can't.
Damn, he's all over the place.
That was the biggest song of the year
Yeah,
by far.
I think it's one of the biggest songs of all time.
Yeah.
Financially.
It's like one of those, like that and the Gangman Style are like the biggest YouTube plays ever.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Gangman Style.
Gangnam Style.
Despacito is a little less annoying, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, movies. We have number 3, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie.
Captain Underpants.
What is that?
That
What
was
are
like
you-
a children's book.
What
I
are you
think.
what are you reading this off of?
I wish I could tell you more
It's like
about this movie.
Nickelodeon, top 5 Nickelodeon movies.
2 overly imaginative pranksters named George and Harold hypnotize their principal into thinking he's a ridiculously enthusiastic, incredibly dim-witted superhero named Captain Underpants.
What?
Wow.
I guess you two did not see this.
I think I was in a coma that
There's
week.
so many great movies and TV shows that aren't made, and then shit like that, you just read and go, what is
And
going
number
on?
3.
Yeah.
And that's the pitch they go to the studio with.
Yeah.
Well, do we got the movie for you, Hollywood? Captain Underpants.
Made 12 million big ones.
Wait, in
In
that
the first weekend?
That not even the first weekend.
First day?
No, it's already been released at this point. It grossed 73 million
Oh, wow.
total. Captain Underpants.
Wow.
Go check it out, folks. I assume it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds
I
like
would
it.
hope.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Number 2, The Mummy. Not to be confused with The Mummy or The Mummy.
Oh, this is the Rock one, right? Yeah.
No, this is Tom Cruise tried to reboot it.
Yeah, and it got like 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And it was a huge
I hated-
financial disappointment.
I hated the 90s one with
Well,
Brendan Fraser.
That one was
I didn't mind those.
serviceable. Yeah, I saw the first one in the theater. You know, I was a teenager. It
Yeah.
did the job.
Yeah.
This one, though, nobody liked.
No, and it totally scrapped their plans of creating the new Monsters of Universal universe,
Yeah.
because they were going to do the Wolfman and the Creature from the Black Lagoon and like bring back all these classic characters, and the Mummy came out and they were like, forget it.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, it would have been great if they could actually do it.
They just started with the wrong one.
Yeah.
This is some deep in the weeds mummy geek shit we got going on. I love it.
Nobody wanted to mix Tom Cruise with the Mummy.
Nope.
The people have spoken.
Number 1, a superhero, not Marvel, and not a man.
Alejandro likes to really draw him
Wonder
out to keep us
Woman.
guessing.
There you go.
Wonder
Yes.
Woman, yeah. What was the guy, Gal Gadot?
Godot.
Godot.
Gal Gadot sucks. No, I heard she was really bad in that River movie. That's the reason why I'm saying that.
What river movie?
There's like a whodunit.
A river runs through.
Oh, Nile in the River.
Nile-
Oh, Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile.
The
Yeah.
Army Hammer
Oh yeah. yeah.
vehicle.
Yes. We have talked about this.
And Gal Gadot is famous for the Imagine videos she did for everybody during the
That was her
quarantine.
idea.
That was so bad.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Imagine there's no heaven.
Oh my god.
Everybody is just depressed that first week watching this.
Yeah.
And these people are in their palatial mansions like, you guys should be okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Donate
be
money.
okay. Yeah.
You need to donate money.
To the Gal Gadot fund.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to get the whole Wonder Woman deal this
Yeah.
time because of COVID.
They're asking poor people to cash app Gal Gadot right directly.
Yeah. You need to make up for the foreign grosses.
My next 3 horrible movies are gonna bomb.
Yeah.
So I need some cash.
And quick.
Quick.
So there you have it. That's the world in entertainment at the time
Yeah.
of this horrific thing. But we're going even further back in time,
Further back.
so we can talk about Wife Swap a little bit. Because there was a lot I learned about Wife Swap. I didn't realize it was a British TV show that was like exploded in England in 2003, and then Walt Disney and ABC started rubbing their hands together, being like, "I think we got some money here." They started their own version in 2004, and like I said, the title of the show really gives it away. You pretty much swap each other's moms out in different families. But like I said, it's always the most ridiculous polar opposite family you could think of to maximize the drama.
When you said Walt Disney was rubbing his hand together, greedy, like I thought they thought him out. And then they pitched him this idea, and then he was like, Then they refroze him.
They did actually.
They do that every once in a while. They got something really juicy.
Yeah, they let him out.
Or it was one of his last great ideas before he croaked.
It was the last note he had in his pocket when they put him in the casket.
I want a different wife.
They're like, I think he means a reality show.
Where the wives swap places.
He needs to buy a network first, though.
Yeah. This show had such a knack for finding the most mentally unfit people in the country.
Well, it's like Phil Donahue. You know, that's what they did, or Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they got to do.
Geraldo.
Yeah. He got hit in the face with a chair by a neo-Nazi guy, remember? That was way back in the day.
Sometimes you got to hit Geraldo in the face with a chair.
Yeah.
Or Geraldo.
Hit him with a
however the fuck you
mustache.
say it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No.
Yeah, it's Geraldo.
Yeah, I don't know.
You thought it was Geraldo?
I don't know. My nanny used to say Geraldo all the time.
Wait, why is she saying Geraldo so much?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe she was talking
watched
about
him.
Greg Geraldo.
Yeah, she was a big Greg Geraldo guy.
She loved the 90s roast on Comedy Central.
So we'll talk about some of the controversies that the cast of Wife Swap has gotten into over the years.
Ooh.
This is one you guys will definitely remember. In October 2008, the viewers of Wife Swap, we got to meet Richard Heen, who had a bunch of wacky theories about gravity, magnetism, and weather. So much so that he would chase storms hitting near his home in Colorado. This required his children sleep in their clothes so they could be ready at a moment's notice for such an educational experience.
Wait, what?
You know what? I was listening, but then I lost it.
He was a wacky storm chaser that made his kids sleep in their clothes so that if a storm
ready.
hit, they get in the truck with him and they go chase a storm.
But
Oh my
is
God.
it conspiracy theory that there's a greater power controlling the weather? Is that part of his thing, or does he just think that he's like a doomsday guy? He thinks that anything's coming at any moment.
Yeah, he's just a total wacko.
Okay.
Like a fringe scientist. I'm putting scientists in the air quotes.
Colorado's got some crazy people. Not enough people know that.
Yeah.
Some people are like actual scientists
Right.
or like legitimate people that have grants and stuff. This guy's got nothing.
There's a little bit more to this guy's.
Okay.
The Heens proved so popular with viewers that in early 2009, they were invited back on Wife Swap for a second time. So after that, they became newsworthy. CNN actually broke away from a President Obama town hall to cover a developing story about a helium balloon that had broken free of constraints and was wildly flying over Colorado.
I remember this. I remember this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And that their little kid was trapped inside.
Yes.
That's them.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the saga of the Balloon Boy.
Not to be confused with Bubble Boy.
That was huge.
Yeah.
It was a huge story.
Yeah.
And then by the time I heard about it, they had found the boy in a closet or something.
We got
Was
a
it
couple
just
clips
a
to go
publicity
over.
thing?
Absolutely.
Let's see this.
I'm going to ask all three of you to hang on.
This is Obama in his town hall. She's like, we got to hang on.
Incredible breaking news story that we're following right now, and this is coming to us out of Colorado. What you all see right
Footage of a
there
fucking
is
balloon.
an experimental aircraft that inside of which is a 6-year-old boy who got into that aircraft not that long ago and accidentally
This thing is
launched
flying.
it.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
This
but
is
it
MSNBC.
absolutely
Like
true.
Yeah.
they consider themselves a legitimate
This is
news
the
source.
Yeah.
balloon.
Well, and they love
It
Obama,
is
so to
coming
cut
us
away from
from
Obama.
I know.
the
That's
chocolate
huge.
pictures,
Something
and I
really big
believe
has to
this
happen.
Big
Yeah,
story.
like a 6-year-old has to be in a balloon
On
or
a
something.
balloon. I want to know who made that call. Like whose judgment call that was at MSNBC.
Yeah.
We're cutting in.
Cut the president.
We're cutting in.
We got a kid in a balloon in Colorado.
We got a balloon boy.
It's a version of the girl that fell down the well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Yeah, I think it is kind of like
Which
that.
actually happened, but these were
Baby
lying
Jessica.
sociopaths that were chasing fame.
In this clip, we just listened to 50 seconds of it. It covers 90 minutes straight about the balloon boy as it's happening.
God.
There's a helicopter following it. There are scientists that they cut to where they're like, well, the amount of his oxygen, we're not sure if he has any oxygen apparatuses with him, but he's going to run out relatively quickly, so we're going to have to get there. There are fucking meteorologists that come in, start talking about the wind pattern, about where he might end up, and the weather that he could survive and all this stuff.
Like oxygen professionals. They just find all these idiots out of the woodwork, and all of a sudden they're an oxygen professional or something.
Yeah, right here. They got this.
But you're at a point in the day where the sun, still strong enough this time of the year, can mix the air up to a level where you can get what we call eddies, or mixing of the air. So that could certainly be
eddies,
a possibility. Winds can be stronger in those eddies. They can go calm.
Yeah, those
for a
darn
moment.
eddies.
But,
That's a real thing. What you're saying.
The Vinnies are bad too.
Yeah, the Eddies, the Vinnies,
the Tonys,
the Joey, the screwdrivers.
The Speedy appears to be moving along. He's up there certainly in some sustained winds, at least at 30 miles an hour.
This guy doesn't even seem too worried about the kid.
No, not at all.
Very casually just talking about these eddies or whatever things he's making up as he goes.
Yeah. So
they were on wife swap previous to this.
Yes, twice.
So is this what kind of got them their fame?
Yes.
The balloon boy thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was right after their second time on wife swap. So he got a little taste of the limelight and didn't want to let it go.
Okay. This whole thing is baffling to me.
Yeah.
So the National Guard intervened. The Denver airport was actually closed down so that they could free up the airspace to send help and get this kid out of the balloon.
Well, that Denver airport, there's a lot going on there too. That's a separate podcast.
That's a whole podcast series.
I'll let it go for now.
What's at the Denver airport?
There's conspiracy theories about the underground tunnels at the Denver airport and
like way more concrete than should have been actually poured for something that size. And they think there's like an underground layer the American government has in which they're torturing people. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, you two threw that out like, it's common knowledge.
I thought it was. That's just a...
That's for conspiracy
I guess I'm a conspiracy guy, so I kind of know about it. But the original MSNBC report was that they got the kid out of the balloon, they delivered him back to his home. Turns out that the police and the National Guard were like, the kid was never in there. And so they went back to his house and they found them hiding the kid in the attic.
Oh my God. Of course.
I actually have a clip that they filmed themselves letting the balloon go. It's so good.
Oh, beforehand?
Yes.
They gave themselves evidence.
Like they didn't think the boy was in there for 1 second.
No, they knew.
Yeah,
this is them.
Orchestrated it.
One of the kids is there. I'm guessing that's either the kid or the person filming is the kid.
Hold on, Brad.
So maybe they were filming hopefully to get footage to send that they could bullshit, the show.
2, 1.
Then and they let it go. But then
Okay. Are you in? Heather! You didn't put the Heather down!
The dad's just kicking, pretending that he left his kid in the thing.
Yeah.
And it's the kid's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
The kid's allegedly like 100 feet in the air.
Yeah, well, that was the story that he told, was that this balloon was somehow connected to their house and he got in there and then took off with it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is like a desperate family that no one wants to work in the house. Clearly, the dad does not like a job.
No.
To go to those lengths.
Yeah, it's like kryptonite to him to get a legitimate job. He'd rather put together this whole dog and pony show.
And the reactions to cut away from Obama, and there were a lot of pundits talking about it.
Funny.
It reminds me of when the Jussie Smollett thing.
Yeah.
Before that was proven to be a hoax. Oh my God, everybody was out there talking about it. And then you find out it's a hoax, and it's like, okay, never mind.
They're like interviewing people at Subway, like, did you see him get the sandwich?
They're like, nobody steps in a Subway at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
in the middle of the winter.
I think Dave
in
Chappelle
Chicago.
even said that, yeah.
So they actually, a decade later, well, to sum up this actual case, they were arrested and they both served jail time. They both went to prison. I think the dad went for 30 days and the mom went for 10 or 20.
Oh, wow.
But from vulture.com, December 24th, 2020, they actually got a pardon by Colorado Governor Jared Polis. In the case of Richard and Mayumi Heen, the balloon boy parents, we are all ready to move past the spectacle from a decade ago that wasted the precious time and resources of law enforcement officials and the general public.
Wait, in the pardon, in the actual letter, did he reference them as the balloon boy parents?
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
God. He must not have much else going
on at this point.
Yeah. It says, as the nation looked on in horror on October 15th, 2009, police scrambled to retrieve a giant homemade helium-filled balloon that escaped over Fort Collins, Colorado, which the Heens claimed contained their 6-year-old son, Falcon. That was the boy's name.
Falcon?
Yeah. Falcons fly, baby.
They made a lot of mistakes and weird decisions here, not just the balloon thing.
The child was later found to be hiding in the family's home, having never been inside the balloon to begin with. They were later
hiding.
They were charged in the incident, which authorities assert was a hoax to draw attention to the family in the pursuit of a reality TV show. Richard pled guilty to a felony count of attempting to influence a public servant, while Mayumi pled to a misdemeanor charge. The couple say that they were pressured into pleading guilty, acting out of fear, because Mayumi is a Japanese citizen and they were scared she would be deported.
These people are insane. And why is this Mayumi going along for this ride here? I feel like it's Richard putting together a lot of this stuff. And like she's rubber stamping it. Like you gotta speak up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things wrong with that picture. First of all, to still pretend that it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
That's Jussie Smollett style lunacy. And then second of all, okay, let's say it really did happen. On what planet would a producer then be like, oh, cool, you two are shitty parents who let your kid fly in a balloon and almost die. We're going to get you a show now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that second part, that you got to understand, this is America. Yeah. Normal things that adults should be doing are way off the table here.
Yeah.
This guy named his kid Falcon.
And he's not even a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
Richard served 90 days in jail. Mayumi served 20, and the family paid $36,000 in restitution.
$36,000?
Where the hell did he get this money?
Wife swap.
Yeah, wife swap.
Okay.
Yeah. They had sought the pardon, and this is the motivation of it, to remove Richard's felony conviction from his record as it prevented his ability to obtain a general contractor's license in their current state of Florida. So they took their crazy asses to the worst state in the country.
Well, where they went home, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is the big one. Richard Heen also told the Times he planned to apply to appear on the entrepreneurial reality show Shark Tank.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, he belongs on there. They get some nuts in there with some very bad ideas. You have no business plan. You have nothing. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
And who would hire this guy as a contractor?
Right.
I wouldn't want him anywhere near my house.
Well, you don't. Yeah, it's very murky with the licensing down in Florida. You can get away with some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Maybe an alligator will eat him someday or something.
Alicia Guastaferro was also somebody who was a very troubled person on the show. She was a spoiled pageant girl who ended up suing ABC and Disney for $100 million after, quote, the show made her look bad.
I love wild people like this. They'll sue everyone.
Yeah.
Just to get 10,000.
Yeah. They'll negotiate out of court. Yeah, for $20.
It's funny you say that. She said that they completely manufactured the show and told her to act the way she did, which I actually believe because
they're coached.
Yeah, exactly.
And storylines are created. Yeah.
And they're fed alcohol, which they should be.
Yeah. But she was like, they made me look so bad, and then her life got way worse. So the $100 million lawsuit was settled out of court with no details disclosed whatsoever. So I'm thinking, like, it can't be that much money because she turned to stripping and was arrested for prostitution and drug possession after getting caught being paid for sex by a local attorney.
Wow. Jeez. That's a lot of stuff in there. She kept busy.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
But she was always a whore.
Whoa!
No, I mean,
You might have $100 million
Sex
lawsuit
worker, yeah.
on your hands there, pal.
I know. She's very litigious. She
Yeah.
might be coming after you, Alejandro.
I meant an attention whore.
Hello.
Going on TV. That's what I
Okay.
meant.
There we go.
There we go.
Her father, Ralph Guastaferro, was sentenced to 2 years in prison for laundering $1.2 million for a Canadian telemarketing scheme
I hate when that happens.
through 2 business checking accounts that he opened.
That name is just
Yeah.
awesome. Say
Yeah.
it one more time.
Guastaferro.
No, the full name.
Ralph Guastaferro.
Those wacky Guastaferros.
That sounds like a fake ID you'd have when you were like 15 that like never worked anywhere. So you're Ralph Guastaferro? Yep. Says here you're 390 pounds.
And I'm his brother, Frankie Guastaferro.
That's right. Yeah.
We're Guastafarians.
We vote for me.
Mr. Fuck, I can't even say it.
Guastaferro.
Mr. Guastaferro.
Mr. Bob Guastaferro.
Mr. Guastaferro, Mr. Bob Guastaferro. We haven't done our Dabalina in a
Well,
while.
I wanted to mention it because Kyle, I went to his stand-up show in Hollywood the other night, and he came up to the song.
They brought me
Mr.
up.
Dabalina, and he didn't even notice it.
I didn't notice it. I didn't request it.
It was
nothing.
coincidence?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Kyle was blacked out or something.
Yeah.
Do we have the song to play since we're already mentioned it?
I'll play it after this.
Okay.
She has since won a case against
Guastaferro. Yeah.
She has since won a case against a local strip club for $10,000.
Finally.
After claiming to be denied overtime by the strip club's owners.
That's a ballsy thing to sue for, but I guess she won. Finally, she won. She was on a cold streak there for a while.
The next person who was in here was on the celebrity version of Wife Swap, Plexico Burress, who was a former NFL wide receiver for the New York Giants. He entered a club with a loaded handgun with no safety, tucked into a pair of sweatpants while entering a New York City nightclub and shot himself in the leg.
Whoops.
He was sentenced to 20 months in prison at Rikers Island.
Wow.
Another person from Celebrity Wife Swap was Jeremy.
Wait, what? Do they just get ex-cons?
Yes.
Is that what it's all about?
Well, he was on before.
Oh, before the incident with the gun and the sweatpants.
Jeremy London from Party of Five, Seventh Heaven, and Mallrats, who was also on Celebrity Wife Swap, got out of rehab and soon after claimed to be changing his tire on the side of the road in Palm Springs, California, when a Good Samaritan came to his aid. He then said the Good Samaritan pulled a gun on him, forced him into his own car, and drove him around for hours, forcing him to smoke crack and buy alcohol in, quote, gang activity dense areas of town.
What the fuck?
And
I like how we still call him a Good Samaritan.
Yeah. This like ruined his relationships with his actual family, you know, all of his industry contacts and stuff.
Well,
Nobody
he
wanted
has
to be
a
around
brother
him.
that's also an actor, Jason London and Jeremy London. They're both they're twins, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're twins.
And so Jeremy gets out of rehab, and then this happens, and everyone's like, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
You're completely full of shit. But on March 3rd, 2011, Brandon Ray Adams, who was 27, pled guilty in a Palm Springs court felony, false imprisonment, and misdemeanor charge of unlawfully taking the actor's rented Ford Focus. So this really happened.
Was he asking him to do Party of Five lines on crack? Or Mallrats lines?
Yeah. Adams, who has been in jail since his arrest last June, was paroled as a result of a plea deal. He said, I knew all along I was telling the truth, and so did the police. He claims he still hasn't heard from his mother, his brother, since the incident.
Oh, really?
So like his own family doesn't talk to him because they didn't believe him.
That's crazy. So they never reached out after that.
No. Jeffrey Bedford was on Wife Swap, and he ended up not paying attention to the contractual language of the wife swap contract.
Okay.
His wife, Melissa, flew off to her new home for 2 weeks, and her replacement arrived, which was a gay man because they had swapped with a gay couple.
Okay.
And this guy lost his mind. He said, quote, it was our worst nightmare. Almost immediately, Jeffrey tried to pull out of Wife Swap, with producers allegedly threatening to sue him if he did, along with not telling him where his wife had gone.
What?
Yeah. He didn't sleep for 3 days, Melissa revealed. Jeffrey was reportedly so traumatized by the idea of even temporarily living with another man for the sake of reality television that he needed medical attention.
Wow.
Jeffrey then filed a $10.2 million federal lawsuit against ABC, the parent company Disney, and the production company RDF Media, citing emotional stress that led to physical and mental harm. And there are no reports of a settlement anywhere to be found.
Wait, so it's still pending?
Yeah.
What? This is crazy.
Yeah. So
is he that homophobic that he just couldn't, like, even in a reality show setting, it's like, what do you think's going to happen? It's not like you're in prison or something.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to sleep with them.
Yeah, you don't exactly. Or sleep head to toe.
Yeah.
And already, if you're signing up for a reality show, you're not normal.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Well, clearly, they're not picking the most normal people out there they can find.
I wonder how many shows have like this track record of just lunatics. I mean, there's got to be a lot.
Yeah, it's like a murderer's row, just insane people.
Well, if they turned down Joe Exotic back in the day.
Did they?
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of crazy people, and that brings us to today's case, which is the Stockdale family murder. They were.
It sounds way worse than it is.
Yeah. The Stockdales, they were a super religious family, just like over the top.
That's always healthy.
Tim Stockdale and Catherine Stockdale had sons Charles, James, Jacob, and Jingleheimer Smith.
No!
Kidding. The last one's Calvin.
At this point,
yeah, I believe anything.
Shocks me.
The names are really off the charts here.
They formed a family bluegrass band.
All right. They were like a Mumford and Sons, but for the family.
Yeah, but for real sons.
Yeah.
Catherine, the mom, actually managed and booked the shows for them. They were extremely religious and sheltered, like I said. The kids had to perform 20 chores before they could choose to either listen to one radio program or chew one piece of gum.
Oh,
like
God.
The simple pleasures we take in life that you should just be able to do. They had to work and gain 20 coins. So they would have to do 20 things before they were able to do it. And they were doing like hard work, like farming, hard, like deep cleaning inside and outside. They would have to like clean the concrete porch.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Ran away. I always wonder if I would have been better off if I actually had this level of shit going on in my house. My dad actually made me do anything.
And that was so they could chew gum. They'd have to work that hard.
Yeah, the mother had a pre-approved list of things that they could do in the week, and it was like chew gum, listen to one radio program for like 30 minutes. It was all like real basic stuff, like read a book or something. Like
read a book? Don't you want your kids to be bookworms?
Yeah, well, they were homeschooled and like completely shut off. None of them had any friends.
Burn books here.
Yeah.
It sounds like Matilda.
Yeah, they said that they wanted to censor everything that their sons could get a hold of because they wanted to be able to secure their future and build their values. When in reality, it's just like complete control of this person. Yeah. The oldest son at the time was 19, and he wasn't allowed to talk to girls, not allowed to date them. They kept saying, he'll get them pregnant. And like, it's like, bitch, you have 4 kids.
Yeah.
What are you worried about?
Where do you get off?
Yeah.
And your wife.
They're following the same playbook that Ed Gein followed.
Yeah, exactly.
Look how he turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And so it does usually turn to insane people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I take everything I said back.
And the Tonkovics were the people that they were matched up with. Yeah. They're actually awesome. Like the mom is cool as hell. Her kids, not so great, because they were just obviously the exact opposite. They were allowed to do whatever they wanted. They were super spoiled.
Yeah. They talk back.
They definitely talked back. If they didn't have money, they weren't allowed to. I mean, it's not that they weren't allowed to have jobs. They weren't required to have jobs, so none of them worked.
Yeah.
They would wake up at 1 p.m. like every weekend. Well, actually, I think one of them was out of high school at the time, so he was just waking up at 1 or 2 every day. And when they had the new mom come in, he's like, I have to wake up at 8 to eat? And they were like, yeah, it's called breakfast. This one family, though, the son is just the epitome of such a loser. He's a rapper called T-Vic, and he's awful. I'm going to play the intro of the episode so we can get a glimpse.
He got his music
into
into the episode?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And when we play it, you'll see how bad
It's
it is.
probably why the family did the episode to promote him.
Each week from across America, two families
I thought that
are
was the music.
This week, the Stockdales from Ohio. Kathy is manager of the Wholesome Family Bluegrass Band. This deeply moral, hardworking family moved to the country to isolate and protect the boys from bad influences. Dating his band, and their eldest 19-year-old has never romantically kissed a girl.
Imagine having some announcer say that about you.
Yeah.
In pursuit of stardom. She doesn't mind that when he isn't partying and rapping rude lyrics, he's slacking around the house with his live-in girlfriend. Each wife is about to get a new husband, new children, and a new life.
Don't forget to feed the kids!
What?
Don't forget to feed the kids.
Oh my god, that is such a frantic, insane way to scream of a person.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
What a lunatic.
Yeah, they eat junk food, all these things that are super offensive to this woman.
Why are they signing up for a reality show if they're that strict?
I know, that's the thing too. It's like, are they putting it on how crazy that they actually make things for their kids? I honestly don't think that they're putting it on.
It's true, but then don't sign up for a reality show.
Right.
That's what's going to happen. You're going to be shocked.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, these people need money desperately, but why do they need money that bad? Because I
What, the
thought,
kids?
No, the family. Like I
Oh.
thought they were like living in like the wilderness and growing all their food and stuff.
Yeah, they were doing, everything on their own. The band was actually doing really well. Like they were going and doing like a lot of paid gigs. They would do a lot of like regional competitions and win them all the time.
Yeah.
So they were actually like touring. And yeah, I don't know why they were so pent up about. I don't think it had to do anything with money. I think it just had to do with control.
Oh yeah.
Roses are red and baby violets are blue. You could be my Cinderella, I'ma bring you a shoe. 2 years ago.
Oh my god.
Roses are red, violets are blue. You could be my Cinderella. I'll bring you a shoe.
That's the worst hip hop I've ever heard in my life.
And you're trying to tell you.
My rap name is T-Vic. 7th grade, I won an award for most likely to become a rapper. So
who are you up against?
Yeah.
A rapper.
What you know about it, homie? Nothing. You getting cooked like a in the oven.
There's no censorship in their house. Why would I want to censor my kids to the...
He's not exactly Lil Peep.
No, he is not going to blow up on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
His latest song came out in 2014, and there hasn't been anything since.
Oh, really?
And that was still way
Did
longer
you check
of a
his
career than I
SoundCloud
thought.
to see?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It's bad, man.
Really?
It is bad. But at least, like, I don't know. I don't know what's worse, being completely sheltered and shut down. Those kids were like being trained to be actual musicians. And they were all really good at what they did, or just being like some spoiled kid that thinks
Off
he's
on your
dope
own,
as
yeah.
rap.
Inspired, but by nothing, by like bad things.
By literally nothing. By getting a superlative in 7th grade saying most likely to become a rapper.
Against in the most white bread school, like
Yeah.
no other rap competition in the town.
Yeah, Illinois suburbs.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they have like a whole concert that the family went to, and they're all like, yeah, it's all a bunch of white people raising the roof and shit.
It's just his family. That's the only audience there.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. It's,
And the other rappers.
Yeah.
The Stockdales are devoutly religious.
Praise the Lord, for he is
Amen.
And have banned TV and video games, believing it's their moral responsibility to censor all that their kids watch and listen to.
I'll take a tall glass of water, please.
I don't think my parents would allow me to listen to pop.
We do not allow any cussing.
Aw, rats.
I think that dating has physical dangers
No
like
Despacito
pregnancy.
for that
It's not
kid.
worth it.
I've never
say
known.
rats.
There's better ways to find out about girls than dating.
What?
Pregnancy, it's not worth it.
Well,
I've
like,
never known.
like porn?
There's
That makes
better
sense,
ways
yeah.
to find out about girls than dating.
It's so crazy just hearing the shit that gets implanted in kids' heads. Like, he would never think that on his own.
No.
There's no better way. There are better ways to learn about girls than dating.
How else are they supposed to know about anything else in the world?
Yeah,
They're-
exactly.
They're just totally sheltered by everything.
Yeah.
Does he say the better ways? I'm
No.
curious.
No. Because it's not true. It's
Yeah.
just repeating what his dumb mom
Do you
said.
want to expand on that point, son?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but
Oh, wait a second.
people like that either think that them having their own kids ruin their life, so they don't want you to make the same mistake they did, or she just wasn't ready to be a grandparent yet or something.
Good old fashioned control.
Or the parents in like the 60s or 70s were like huge like meth heads and like,
Yeah.
he was the pimp or something. And like maybe they decided to turn a whole new leaf, or their parents trained them to be like that, and like the cycle continues.
That's a really reformed life.
Yeah, I don't see meth head in the past, but
Give me my money,
Cut
bitch.
to the early 80s. Yeah.
Let's start a family bluegrass
They listen to
band.
Harry Nielsen and doing meth in like a old Mustang or something.
Well, they said they lived in the city. I don't know if it was actually Chicago or some other city around Illinois, but in the show, he goes, the day we moved out, we heard shots in our neighborhood, and we knew we made the right decision.
Okay.
To go live in the podunk country.
Yeah.
And where are they at?
Rural Ohio.
That looks very rural there.
Yeah, they said they wanted to be completely isolated from the world.
That's the country.
That's the country. Yeah, they specifically wanted no one to be a part of their lives.
And no one to find them.
Yeah, exactly. The kids are homeschooled.
There's a lot of parallels to Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Because remember, that family moved to the country
Yeah, so
to
he
get
could
away
prance
from
around
the city.
in women's suits.
Yeah, and women were evil. And
Yeah.
look what happens.
Yeah.
Usually has a bad ending.
That's true. That's so crazy. I don't even know if they had a phone. Oh, no, they did have a phone. We'll find that out later.
The devil's.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
The devil's
Yeah.
communication.
Have a
Devil's
phone.
communication methods.
Was it cordless?
Hey, we'll probably not.
Yeah.
You can't strangle people with a cordless phone.
All,
No,
the,
you
all the
can't.
6s and 9s are taken off because that's the mark of the devil. Can't call anything with a 6 in it.
Can't call Boston.
Can't call Boston. 617. Fuck you.
They find the kid whacking off in the bathtub with the phone. She's like, that's not what it's for.
But just
That's what your mother's hand is for.
But just staring at the phone, not even on the phone. Just like he just just the technology he's jerking off to.
With a picture of his mom's face taped on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just listens to the dial tone.
He's horny for Alexander Graham Bell.
Will Ho for Bell.
He yanks it to Bell.
I have not kissed a girl in a romantic way.
And the boys are
He's
also
so happy about
homeschooled
that.
in order to control their influences.
It's important we have control over their character and their education.
In order to earn privileges, the boys must gain tokens by completing a chore they must then check off on a chart.
It also addresses attitudes. Just because the job is done does not mean it's necessarily done in the right way. The boys pay 20 tokens to listen to a radio show.
It's important to instill in our children that you need to work and not expect to have a handout.
The work I have to do
Republican
is
stuff.
sweep the porch,
Yeah.
sweep all the downstairs, clear the table.
How do they
unload
get the
dishwasher.
tokens? Because
It's kind of
I understand it
boring
costs
after
20
Did it for
tokens.
about 8
How long
years.
does it take to get a token?
Like
raise a
clearing
lot of our
the
own
dishwasher is one token. Like cleaning the sink would
Oh
be
my
another
God.
token.
So 20 tokens and you can hear a half hour of a radio show.
Yeah.
And probably it has to be a religious radio show.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that's a good. Yeah,
What other radio
It's not
show?
Howard Stern that they can
Yeah.
put
Right.
on.
Oh yeah.
because they said I
It's
don't
not
think my
Opie and
parents.
Anthony.
I don't think my parents would let me listen to pop. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm sure Opie and Anthony is definitely off. Yeah.
So they're just listening to sermons.
But that's
Oh.
their treat.
Oh my god.
that is insane.
Like
These
you
poor
thought
kids,
not
man.
seeing Hocus Pocus was bad.
Yeah.
They couldn't see anything.
That is crazy.
They should have like saved these kids as like the tech people are filming them. They should be like, we should save these kids.
Yeah, like let's get them out
It
of here.
sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know how this family gets to that point even of making this deal to be on a reality show.
I know, that is
smell
odd.
a rat.
I
They're
smell
full of shit.
I smell they wanted publicity for their
The band.
The band.
Okay. But again, isn't that evil to seek out publicity from the reality show
Well,
world?
but this is also American fundamentalist Christianity, in which if you see like those, gospel guys on TV, they're totally full of shit.
Yeah, they were
They're-
all full of shit.
They're the most, devout Christians, but they have like private jets and, they're stealing all the money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the people who are in charge generally don't give a shit.
No.
I mean, that's really what it's about. It's a bunch of hypocrisy
Yeah.
and bullshit. Because what's the difference between starring on a reality show and getting to watch a TV show? You know,
And the dad doesn't want handouts, but he's taking ABC's money all day.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't mind that.
Right.
With doing no work. You calls this work? Get the fuck out of here.
It's a fair exchange.
Yeah. Putting his kids to work and his family.
You can't date girls, but you can go on TV and make
Yeah.
asses of yourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids to the world.
I think the biggest disservice a parent can do to a child is stop them from going out and experiencing life.
Not very many people have parents that let you do basically whatever you want.
True.
Bring it on, girlfriend!
I'm kind of a kid at heart. I want to be more of a friend than a dad.
Okay, now that's a little far.
There are some viewpoints where you're like, okay, I see that. And then it's like, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, you should never admit that you want to be more of a friend than
Yeah,
a parent.
the dad wants to drop acid with his kids and stuff. That's a little over the line.
They do seem like the type of parents that let their kids drink at home.
Yeah.
During high school. Because they were always parents that wanted to be the cool parents.
Not mine.
Yeah, not mine either.
They were too busy drinking at home themselves. I didn't want ruining their party.
Sometimes the idea is, they're safer if they're going to be drinking anyway.
Yeah.
That's
They'll be
the
drinking
idea, yeah.
under our roof.
Yeah.
But there's always some kid that sneaks out with a car or something.
Oh, yeah.
Wraps it around a telephone pole.
And then the parents are liable.
Yeah,
right,
they
exactly.
were drinking at the house.
Yeah. There are two types of parents when it comes to people who let you drink at home. The ones that are drinking with you that are like, woo, we want to be cool. That's a major turnoff. I always thought that was so gross.
Yeah.
But there's also like the dad who will let you hang out in the basement and throws a 30 rack in the fridge for you.
I don't know. I think if it's like a dude thing and it's like, I don't know. I think if I was okay with it. It was a dad used to hang out with us all the time, and it was actually a good time.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he wear a leather jacket and have
No,
sports car?
No, nothing like that. He just we hung out in the basement all the time. We would just have beers and stuff.
Yeah.
With him, shit. Yeah.
And he had a domesticated deer in the yard you could pet.
Yes.
And enjoy every day as it comes.
That's her thing. She said, we got to enjoy every day as it comes, because they said that they want to spoil their kids because they don't know if there's going to be a point in time where they just leave the planet for whatever reason.
What?
Life is too short. Spoil your kids. Have fun. Seize the day. And
Carpe diem.
Carpe diem, motherfucker.
Who knows what's going to happen next?
Which is crazy because Kathy, the religious mom, says to the party dad, like, what's your problem? Why are you allowing these people to run your house and just party all the time and do their nails, get manicures for $100? You're just wasting money. And he's like, if God wants another angel and it just happens to be me or my wife, I want my kids to remember me in a good way. So it like makes him happy to think that I'm just making my kids happy.
Yeah.
Because I could die one day, and that I don't want them to think like I was an asshole or like super controlling or whatever.
Yeah, he's concerned about how his kids look at him and stuff. And
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And it's really awkward because he's saying it to the woman who gets murdered by her kids.
I thought it was going to be the other way around. Like,
No.
Yeah, oh shit.
I forgot about the outcome of the story.
Yeah.
Until
I forgot which family was. Well, I knew it was the Ed Gein family. But
Yeah.
I wasn't sure who killed who
Yeah, at
in
some
that
point
family.
when Kyle was telling us, I'm like, wait a second, maybe the cool dad dies.
Yeah, I was trying to make sense of it. Wow.
Way to flip this on us.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Day of
excited.
the swap, and the wives prepare to leave their lives behind.
This is the
What
day
do
of
they
the
hope to
swap.
bring to their new
She's bringing a
families?
kettle.
I'm taking a very special beef broth, a little part of me to share with the other family.
I hope that I can bring to this family how to have fun.
But remember your principles.
It's not hard to show those religious kids a good time.
Yeah. Oh, they love
Just
it.
give them a yo-yo. That's already more exciting than they used to.
Nightmares come true. We're at a farm.
Oh, God, what was that?
Ah, looks like they don't care about the yard a lot.
Yeah, so they go through each other's house and it's just like both of them insulting each other's
Shell-shocked.
lifestyles.
Judgment.
Yeah. Lots of judgment. There comes a time when the cool mom says, I got cable TV, I got video games, and one of the kids starts crying. And she chases him outside and she's like, what's the matter? He just cried and ran out of the house. And he said he was scared to play because his parents told him if he ever played video games or watched TV that he would burn in hell for eternity.
Oh, man.
So not only were they just completely taken out of like the real world, they were actually terrified to be a part of it because of their upbringing. It's so crazy to me.
Yeah, well, if someone tells you that every day, you're gonna go to hell for playing a video game.
Yeah.
You probably
Or talking to girls.
Yeah.
Just the most basic kid shit.
This family, this is a cry for help. I'm sure this changed the way maybe they started looking. I'm sure you'll tell us that afterwards. But like the screening process, you should not bring in people that are a domestic. The family's in peril,
Yeah.
It's unfolding in front of your eyes.
Right.
So why not throw them on reality TV?
Yeah.
On paper, it sounds great. You have this religious family and you have this kind of partying family.
Yeah.
Gee, their worlds are going to collide.
But if you get into the details and a producer's really looking at this, like, seeing, dollar signs in his eyes.
Yeah.
They should also know that, it's going to be. The downside is very great.
Yeah.
They're just hoping to get in and out before anything bad happens.
Yeah, it's a cash grab.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
all they care about.
Yeah.
Let's stir up some drama and get the fuck out of this town. But
Very
they should
quickly.
have like social workers, but then the show wouldn't exist because they'd be just like making
That's-
people's lives better.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with the
It's conflict.
trash talk show
Yeah.
genre.
They've been doing this since the 50s, too, like stirring shit up like this.
That's always the risk.
Yeah.
There was the Jenny Jones murder, but that was the
Oh, that's
only
right.
huge thing that resulted
Was that
from
another homophobic thing where the
Yes.
guy was his friend said, "I have a huge crush on you," and he killed him?
Yeah, he showed up because he didn't know who it was. They just said, you have a secret admirer.
Yeah.
And so he thought he was going to show up and like some hot chick was going to come out and it was his buddy. And he was so upset about it that he went and killed the guy.
Crazy.
At his apartment after that.
Yeah.
So
maybe
crazy.
an episode one day.
Possibly.
But yeah, it's amazing that those kind of things don't happen more often with these kind of setups.
Right.
Yeah.
That is true. So yeah, we totally get how, these families completely clashed. Eventually the strict kids, the kids in the strict family, they were able to eat like Cheetos and stuff and they were so happy and the dad was so pissed. Like he was so angry at their enjoyment of like having some junk food.
Just so I know the mechanics of this show. So the kids that were like sheltered, which dad did they have during this? It was a swap, but the mom was the new mom, the cool mom was allowing them to eat that, but in front of the crazy Christian dad.
Yes.
So the dad couldn't do anything about it in these rules and parameters.
Yeah, there's a certain point in the show where the new moms are allowed to make the rules for the next 5 days.
Gotcha.
And the dad cannot intervene at all.
And he's just like fucking
furious.
Yeah.
Yeah. She took them out on a date. 2 of the brothers were allowed to go and like sit down at a restaurant and like just talk to girls. They were smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah.
Just like so excited that they even shook hands with a girl.
And how old were they around?
19 and 16.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
19?
Yeah.
And that was his first experience.
Talk like with a girl ever.
He must have been losing his mind.
Yeah. He shakes her hand and he's like so excited.
Wait, my other question was, is this in the same town?
No.
Okay.
450 miles apart.
450 miles apart.
Ohio
Okay.
to Illinois.
Okay. So they're going pretty far into other areas. So I'm sure the cool kids, if you will, quote unquote, they're like dealing with this very rural area and they're like, fuck, this sucks.
Yeah. Well, they stay in their own house. The only people who swap are the wives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. I am so tied up with this.
So the cool mom came to rural Ohio and
Yes.
the dad and the kids were staying put.
It's all on the mom. It's all the weight is on the mom.
All the weight's on the mom.
Yeah. As always.
That poor lady that had to go stay in Ohio.
I know.
Like that.
Yeah, she
I'd
shows
be
up to their
scared.
farm.
Yeah, they were going to stone her or something.
Yeah. When she changed the rules, she's like, I've locked up all the healthy food. We are now eating prepared food only. And the youngest was like, I just hope I don't get sick.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want Chef Boyardee or
Valid
anything.
point.
Yeah.
When you're not used to eating that
Yeah.
crap.
Right,
I
exactly.
ate nothing but that crap when I was growing up.
My mom burnt the Chef Boyardee ravioli one night.
Oof.
And because my
And you
dad
never
was
let her forget
traveling,
it.
and she made us dinner, and it's the easiest. She's a great cook, but just didn't feel like it that night.
Yeah, she wasn't
And the
feeling it.
ravioli was like burnt, like terrible.
Nice.
But I turned out okay.
Yeah.
You
They
made
end
it.
up having like a giant blowout. They have like, when the whole thing's over, they're allowed
Like
to.
a party.
No.
They put a pig on a spit or something.
Quite the opposite.
It's a luau.
They're allowed to sit across the table from each other and like discuss their experience. And the cool couple ends up walking out because they were so upset with the other two. And the mom goes, I enjoyed you and I enjoyed your kids, to the religious guy. And she just goes, I don't like you. And then just leaves.
to the guy.
To the woman.
Oh,
To the
okay.
party mom.
No, the party mom said that to them.
Gotcha.
Oh, she said I liked the kids.
Yeah.
And she liked the husband.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like that Augusta Gein lady.
Yes.
What's her name again?
For our kids, that's one area that I
Catherine.
would suggest that
Okay.
you would consider changing. The standard at your house is just about no standard.
Excuse me?
I have a hard time believing that they are adults because they don't make their own money.
And you think that's a
and
bad
they
thing?
are not responsible for
yeah, it
their
is a bad
actions.
thing, actually.
I would never allow an unmarried couple to live under my roof.
I'm not saying to my kids, go sleep with each other, but I'm not blind enough to think that they don't. Your children are afraid to go on a date because they think that means courting, and I have to get married. Well, guess what?
Well, it was done
the
under the
girls
concept-
weren't pregnant.
One of the things that I found out living with Kathy is she's very judgmental. You literally belittled us. Were we disrespectful to you?
Samantha was.
You basically told her right to her face that she's a moocher because she lives with us.
If you have anything more to say about my kids, keep it to yourself.
Just trying to get the facts.
You don't have a heart. Maybe you screw it up so it ticks all night long. You know what? I'm done.
I'm done too.
Bye.
It was fun.
I really enjoyed you and your children, okay? But you,
Come on, get up. I need a cigarette.
no wonder they walk around like robots
Yeah.
and talk like that.
I need a cigarette.
Talk about my kids. How dare her?
Yeah. So it did not end well.
Yeah, that was a heated exchange.
Yeah.
And yet the producers got exactly what they
They
wanted.
love.
yeah.
They must have loved that. Shit.
You can see how many quick cuts there are. This is so heavily edited.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that all those things were actually said, but how far apart were they? And they just cut to everything immediately.
that was obvious.
Just rapid fire.
Cut up, yeah.
skillful editing.
Because the Christian couple didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. They make it look like they were just passively sitting there taking it.
Right. So 10 years after that episode aired,
When did it air again? Sorry.
2007.
Okay.
It was season 4, episode 14, if people want to check it out. It's on Hulu, so it's available to still watch. June 15th, 2007, a 911 call came in and immediately hung up on the operator. And that probably happens in big cities all the time, and they don't have time to go check it out. But this is rural Ohio.
2017.
Yeah.
I think you said 7 accidentally.
Oh, okay. June 15th, 2017. Boom. Yeah, so since this is rural Ohio, the police actually showed up to the residence, which is crazy. They knocked on the door. The door was open, and they saw like a person standing there. So they told them, not to move, come out with your hands up, blah, blah, blah. And they just heard a shotgun blast, and the person dropped. So they went in. They found one person laying on the ground. That ended up being Jacob, who shot himself in the head. And then they found the younger brother, John, dead downstairs, and the mother dead upstairs, both who were shot by the same shotgun.
God. Jacob was that?
He was the second oldest.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was a 16-year-old.
Yeah, he was the 16-year-old that went on the date with the
But at this
19-year-old as
point,
well.
he was what? So he's
26?
26.
Yeah. Obviously, it seems like things didn't change. They said they never got a full motive as to why he did it, but I think it's pretty obvious that the pressures of that house were just building on top of him. Like, he's 26 years old. He's still not allowed to leave the house.
What?
Yeah, like they were still living there.
Not allowed?
Well, I mean, would you think that they were allowed? I would think no.
Well, your entire life, you're built to serve this family.
Yeah.
And it's like an old way of being in the American. Like, I'm watching the show 1883 now, where like like it was like the frontier and stuff, you know, where they were, you know, basically just taking land from the Native Americans and just, you know, having it for themselves. But they're like big groups of people would just kind of go and they'd all serve the family and stuff. And I think that's kind of what lifestyle. They had like a frontier lifestyle, but in like the current day, it doesn't really work.
Doesn't work.
No.
They were saying like they don't know if he would have planned on, because he's not. He actually survived, by the way. He survived the shotgun blast to the head.
What?
Yes, but they're not getting any answers out of him. He's not talking. The one that ran outside after the woman said, "I brought video games," and he's like, "My parents told me I'm gonna burn in hell."
He's the one that shot
Snapped.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's like the true believer one. Did the older boy get away and like, was he okay?
So it turns out the oldest son and the dad weren't home. And one of the youngest actually wasn't home either. So those three, that's why they didn't know if he planned on killing all of them, or their theory was that he shot and killed the mother and the other brother was downstairs and heard it and tried to call 911 to help his mom. And that's why the phone hung up so quick, because he shot him and hung the phone up.
Oh, fuck.
Because he didn't want anyone to come help. Yeah, really heavy.
So no motive, no nothing. They just have a living, like, is he kind of like a vegetable? Is he just kind of like who survives a shotgun blast to the head?
Yeah, he doesn't look right.
I can imagine. He's got half his head is fucking.
Let's see.
It's, you know, shrapnel.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense how you would survive.
That's like Unbreakable, Mr. Glass or something.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
What?
Yeah.
There's no wound.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
Maybe it's on the other side. Well, that's his.
That's his good side.
Yeah, his good side.
The other side is missing.
Yeah, he definitely got hit around the eye area.
Maybe he just didn't point it well.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really bad aim if you can't blow your own head off with the shotgun.
With the shotgun
Well,
point
maybe
blank.
you know the kid didn't. You know, he wasn't great at anything.
No. He finally watched cable. Is that why he snapped?
Yeah.
I don't know. He must have just.
He saw the Kardashians and went crazy.
He watched an episode of Friends and went ballistic.
He must have had an interaction with someone, or just over time came to realize that what his family was preaching to him was either bullshit or just not for him. And it's not really something that's normal growing up.
Some people just, you know, they're trusting. And if you go along with that too long and you're trusting, and then you find yourself, 26 years later and you're an insane person that, doesn't know how to relate to the rest of the world, you're like, oh, fuck, my future is destroyed.
Yeah, I was like that when I was a kid. I had to go to Catholic school growing up. And I remember my third grade teacher said, because I asked why British people drive on the opposite side of the road when we drive on the right side.
Because they're stupid.
And she said, because we're a Christian nation and we sit at the right hand of the Father, so we drive on the right side of the road.
What?
And I believed that. And so my brother and me were on bikes, and he was on the left side of the road, and I was screaming at him like, please come to the right side of the road, like thinking that he was going to be smited by God because he was on the left side of the road when we're supposed to be on the right side.
How old were you?
Third grade.
This was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's really indoctrinated.
Yeah. Oh, I was. And it wasn't until I was maybe in like sixth grade, and my dad told me that you don't have to believe in God if you don't want to. And the back of my head fucking exploded.
Yeah. I never got that talk. I never got I think I was always very skeptical. I went to Catholic school for a while too, and then I just left and went to public school. And then I think the changing up of all that stuff, I knew that something was awry there.
Yeah. If they get you early, they can get you to believe
Yeah.
anything.
I mean, I went to church growing up, and I went to CCD class.
Yeah.
But public school.
Right.
I believed in it, but then there was an age like when I found out Santa wasn't real. I was like, oh, okay, so then the
Also
Easter
2
Bunny
weeks ago.
also isn't real. And then God isn't real.
Yeah.
I just did like a logical
You start unraveling the
domino
onion.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So after he got out of the hospital, he was all stitched up and ended up going on trial. They originally tried to claim insanity, which was later revoked. And he did a guilty plea just to, get on with it. And he ended up being sentenced to 30 years in prison with the possibility of parole. And since then, his dad and brothers have said that they want him released. They said that they know in their hearts that their mom would forgive him for taking her life, and that their brother would forgive them for taking his life too.
Oh.
And we already forgive him for doing that too.
Well, that's part of it. If you're ultra religious, you got to believe in forgiving and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He broke up the band.
Yeah, that's
that's the real issue here. Yeah, they had like 13 more dates to go.
They had
their Mumford and Sons.
The dad's like, we need the banjo player back.
They had the busiest summer they would ever have had on books for paid shows. It was completely
in 2017.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they weren't on the top 5 Billboard.
Yeah.
Maybe they were number 6.
Yeah.
666.
Hello. Mark the Beast.
Yeah, maybe he's a child of Satan.
He could be. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't be out.
He looks really evil.
Yeah, he looks disturbed.
I don't know if that's because he shot himself in the face too. But
he looks like a Michael Shannon character.
Yeah, he does. At the end of Bug.
Yeah. What did you say when we?
Or Colin Farrell in makeup.
Yeah.
I'm finding one last clip.
Did he ever explain himself?
No.
In court, he didn't say anything.
Nope. Kept his mouth shut.
This
didn't
is
take
what
a
I was
stand.
thinking that day.
Nope.
He pleaded the 5th. Did he plead anything?
Not that I know of. There was a huge hang up on the case. He was in a mental hospital for 3 years or 2 years, and then COVID happened, and so they weren't allowed to start the trial, which was supposed to start February 2020. Which
did they play any clips? I wonder from the show in the trial.
Oh, I'm probably
yeah. That other mom trashing her. Yeah, I would be. I'd play that for the defense, of course.
That
Yeah,
would give him lots of sympathy.
like what this lady says about it. She said she's nuts.
Yeah.
The jury would be like, we're surprised it didn't happen sooner.
Yeah.
With that
I'd
kind
love
of
to
mom.
see Phil Hartman's unfrozen caveman lawyer be the defense attorney.
I thought you were going to say something about Bryn Hartman.
No. Another crazy person.
Like, I'd like to see Bryn Hartman and that wife swap.
Yeah. That would have been nutty.
The religious family comes back to like, she's nuts.
Yeah. She's trying to shoot at us when we're sleeping.
She kept making us eat at Boca de Beppo.
Yeah.
Never had so many meatballs in my life.
Yeah, they give you the portions are too big. Too much garlic. I like Boca de Beppo, for the record.
Here's the details.
Suicide.
Okay.
Just a preface to the conference, there are going to be some things that I do not have information on based on it's not available at this time, and there are going to be some things related to the investigation that I'm unable to share with you. So from the residents, it was a landline call, not a cell phone call. It was a hang-up call. At that time, after we received the hang-up call, which we do in a number of cases on a daily basis, we responded deputies to the residents. Upon arrival at the residence,
multiple times a day they
noticed
do that.
the
That's
front door
crazy.
was open.
I believe it.
As they approached the house, they seen what they believed to be someone laying on the floor. They gave verbal commands. There was no response. And at that time, there was a gunshot that went off. After the gunshot went off, they tactically approached the house when some backup arrived and discovered that the suspect, Jacob Stockdale, had attempted suicide and shot himself when they arrived. They also discovered 2 victims in the home, 54-year-old Catherine Barbara Stockdale and 21-year-old James William Stockdale.
21.
Both were deceased as a result of a gunshot wound.
There's officers show up and hear a live round.
Yeah.
Once we
that
have more
is
information
scary.
available on the case, we will provide it to
Well,
you.
for a town like this, which they probably haven't seen any action in years and years and years, clearly on just a whim of someone calling and hanging up, they're showing up. So
Yeah.
they don't have much else to do in this little podunk town.
Right, which is crazy because he said it happens multiple times a day, and they always send officers when there's a hang-up call.
Yeah, they must have a big budget and nothing else to do there.
Yeah. It seems like a constant slow news day over there.
In Ohio.
Yeah, no one's going up in balloons there, I guess.
Stark County, Ohio.
Stark County.
Yep.
Stark raving mad county, if you ask me.
Yeah. So if anybody is listening to this and you had your sights set on moving to the middle of nowhere so that you could start your own little bluegrass family band
Religious cult.
and control everything your
Yeah.
kids see, say, or do,
Think twice.
don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. It's crazy. There's a movie by the guy that did The Lobster called Dogtooth. and it's about two kids that grow up not knowing like what the world is basically, and their dad just controls them. And also in that, not spoiler alert, they killed the dad. So yeah.
Well, now I don't have to see it.
Yeah, great.
So parents,
you saved me time.
I saved you 3 hours of hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you saw The Lobster, you know you're in for a healthy dose of film there. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to check it out. Or not, because you told us.
Check it out at your leisure or don't. Yeah.
I don't see myself watching it, but
Dogtooth. It's available for streaming everywhere.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Dogville.
No, another healthy dose.
Or Dogtown.
Or Dogtown and Z-Boys.
Or Year of the Dog.
Yeah.
Or what's that new dog movie that Sam Elliott
He loves that
hates?
movie, right? You mean that piece of shit?
Gay cowboys? What's up with that shit?
No thanks.
I'm out.
Power of the Dog.
Yeah, that's
There
what it
you
was.
go.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what? I don't need any dog movie. I'm fine.
Yeah.
All dogs go to heaven.
Yeah.
We will be covering that.
Yes.
At some point soon.
Judith Barcy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, give a lot of
Little
hints.
teaser.
Little teaser here at the end.
Yeah, I hear there's rumors of Wife Swap coming back. Hopefully they'll figure their things out so that these
Was there an
things
official
don't
statement
happen.
from the Wife Swap TV show?
Hell no.
No, they didn't want to touch this.
I mean, it's a decade later.
I can't believe
They don't probably have an active Twitter account, so yeah.
Like I said, it's season 4, episode 14. It's on Hulu. I was shocked that the episode was still available because they want to distance themselves from anything. It's ABC and, Disney.
And it's still on there.
It's still on there.
Wow.
I don't think there's been any big shows that have covered this case. Not as far as I know.
People are probably afraid of Disney's wrath.
Yeah.
We're not, though.
Thaw them out. We got a case to
Yeah,
handle.
thaw Walt Disney. We got a case to show him. Just put the podcast on his ears after you thaw him out.
Yeah. And word to the wise, if you're going to try to be on Wife Swap, read the details because, it might not be what you expect. And if you try to cancel the show, they might threaten to sue you. And then you kill your family.
That's the exact set of steps that will happen.
This doesn't feel as depressing as a lot of our recent episodes.
A lot of our recent
in a
endings.
weird way.
Yeah.
Okay, just because I brought it up, can you play that?
Oh, yeah. We will play you out with a clip that we mentioned earlier.
Just a reminder, guys, we are on Instagram at Death Entertainment.
That is true.
We are on Twitter at DIEPod2021. We are on YouTube at Death and Entertainment.
Yeah. I've actually gotten some email us at deathandentertainment@gmail.com. I've gotten some calls this past week, people talking to me about different cases and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. So you guys should write in and let us know what you think about some of these cases. Maybe things we missed or things that that we didn't, or
hot takes.
Just things that you thought were funny during the podcast.
Yeah, please.
We like it all. We like to hear your thoughts.
Thoughts and things.
Especially the things you liked.
Yes. All right. Let's hear this clip.
What? Dork-sided!
Dork-sided.
Not of God. It's not Christians. Did she not ask if she believed in God? She's not a Christian!
That is from the Wife Swap competitor trading spouses.
Oh, that wasn't Wife Swap.
Yeah, that was the TLC version.
Oh, good. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, so they ripped him off.
Oh,
huh?
yeah. That became a whole genre.
Yeah.
So that's what they used to play on the soup.
Not a Christian!
Every week, yeah.
Walt Disney's spinning in his frozen grave right now.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. And
Thanks
we
for
will
listening.
catch you next week.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Not a Christian.
You have just heard.
A true Hollywood murder mystery.
I have never seen anything like this before.
The movies, Broadway, music, television, all of it.
A place that manufactures nightmares.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
Good night. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon.